Hello everyone, this is Fredo, and today I will be looking at the Brother P-Touch model PT-65 label maker. And I found this lying in my house, and I looked at it and I found it to be really interesting, so I'm going to show it to you guys today. So this model was released on July 25th in the year 2000, and it's used for making labels with an adhesive, and it can be used in unlimited applications. Grocery stores, arts and crafts, just sticking them around your house, you name it. This model features a 200 dpi LCD display, and well, for the build quality, it's all enclosed in plastic, and it has these rubbery buttons that you might find on some cheaper calculators. And sorry about my camera shaking. When I do any sort of movement, my camera just shakes. Whatever. So let's go over how you actually use this label maker. So you type something using this QWERTY keyboard. So let's say I want to type hello. I just type hello, and what I can do is I can just press the print button here. And what it's going to do, I'm going to press it. There's going to come a label is going to come out from right here. And this label contains my message. However, to actually take it out, I can't just take it out. I have to press this cut button right here. And what this will do is, you guessed it, it will cut my label off. There we go. You might be asking why it's stretched out like this, and there are several settings for this label maker that can change the font, or rather not the font, but the size of the font, the style. You can even set a frame. You can have some symbols. So I'll show all of that to you right now. So let's clear it. And so I currently have it to the largest size, but it's kind of stretched out. So let's make it a bit smaller. Let's set it, instead of size 5, let's set it to size 4. And there's also this style button here that I can go between normal, outline, bold, shadow, italic, italic plus outline, italic plus bold, and italic plus shadow. And I can also make my text vertical. So let's have it be, I like the italic plus shadow one, so let's have it be that. We can also have an underline. So let's see what this will happen. What should I print? Let's print Fredo. Press print. And we'll look up here. The label's going to come out. There we go. And it's, as you see, a different font. Nice. We have the italic, we have the shadow, and we have our nice underline. Let's see what else it can do. Let's clear it. We can also set a frame. Now we have a text frame here, a round frame, wooden, pointing, candy, dot, diamond, slant, and that's it. I find the candy one to be interesting, so let's make a candy label with, what should we call the name of our candy? Let's call it cool candies. Oh, let's put a space there. Let's do cool with a K. Cool candies. And let's choose a different style. So instead of italic plus shadow, let's make it just bold. And then let's press print. Okay, it's a pretty long one. Cool candies. And we'll cut it. There we go. And this label, actually, what you can do is, this comes in 2 layers. There's this actual label, and there's this also adhesive in between them. So what I'll do is I will try to separate them with the best of my abilities. I'm not good at this. There we go, there we go. Oh, I just had it. There we go. So this just comes off like that, peels away, and I can peel this anywhere. So I'll just move my mousepad here and I'll put it like that. And this is an adhesive, like I'm trying to take it off right now. And I can put this anywhere I want. So that's pretty cool. So that's most of the functionality of oh, I didn't show you the symbols yet. What am I saying? Okay, let's show you the symbols. So there are different symbols. There's this dedicated symbol button here. Let's check out what symbols it has. It asks us A to I, and what it actually means is that there are several symbols for every letter from A to I. So let's choose letter A. And there's these different symbols to choose from. There's the umlauts and there's the C's with the tails. I don't know what they're called. Let's choose some other letter. Let's choose B. There's this. More symbols. C. There are more symbols. There's like a hashtag, star, and a check mark. Let's choose D. There are math symbols. E. There are subscripts and superscripts, as well as like trademarks and copyrights. G. Oh, G is where it actually gets interesting. So here we have some kind of floppy disk. I'm not sure what this is. Let's just print all of them actually. Let's go with this floppy disk. Then let's go to the next one. This looks like a skull, so let's do that. This looks like a no smoking sign. Let's do that as well. Some kind of wine. Fire. Handicap. I don't know what that is. Let's check out the rows. Let's check H. There's some more here. Let's choose this one. I don't know what this one is. Choose this one. I like this one. I don't know what it is, but let's pick it. Let's choose I. Let's choose the star. There we go. So we have a bunch of symbols. And let's remove the style. I want to see how it is. Just a normal style. And we can keep the candy frame, or let's choose a different frame just to be more fun. Dot, diamond, slant. Choose wooden. We're going to press print. And then our label is going to come out. Ooh, okay. So we're going to cut it. Let's see what we see. So we have our floppy disk. We have what looks to be like a cassette, skull, as I said, a no smoking sign, fragile, fire, handicapped, not sure what the symbol is, jack-o'-lantern, and a star. So that's nice. There are a bunch of different symbols. So let's make a final cool label. Now that I know that there's a fire, I'm going to make a new fire TTO thing. So let's choose the fire. Let's say Firetto. Do it again. Nice. And let us print. There we go. Now we're going to cut it. Nice. I like that. Okay, now let's see what's inside of here. So I'm going to turn this off. I'll flip this around. And what's actually interesting is in this back cover, you can actually see the tape cassette for the adhesive labels. And what's interesting is you can first of all see what color your tape cassette, what color of the label your tape cassette has, as well as how much tape is left in there, as indicated by the second window in the tape cassette, which I'll show you in just a second. So this comes off very easily. You just take this back panel off, And here we see we have our 6 AA batteries, and the reason why I'm saying 6 is because there are another 3 under these 3, so it's actually takes 6 AA batteries. We have our tape cassette here, and we also have our print roll as well as our blade over here. So let's take this tape cassette off. So it comes off like that. There we go. Now this tape cassette, I tried to find it online and I did. However, this is actually patented by Brother, and this is the only one that fits into here. And what happens is, if you try to get a replacement, the replacements for this costs a lot. So I found a 2-pack on Amazon for around $25 Canadian, which is around $18 US, and that is a lot. So well, this thing is 20 years old, so I doubt they would be still manufacturing tape cassettes for stuff like this. So let's take a look at this print roll. So you see this print roll is pretty ordinary, except you can see that it's actually not touching the labeling surface. And the reason for that is, well, let's take a look at the back of this back panel. We see that there's this thing jutting out. What is it? Well, it is actually supposed to fit into here. And what this does is, if something goes in there, this print roll is going to get pushed toward the printing surface. And this is done so that you can only print with this label printer if you have the cover on. However, this can be easily bypassed if I just take something and I just jam it in there, and there we go, it's working. And another thing, that this cutting thing will not work unless you have either the cover on or something jammed in there. So the cut button will only work if you have something jammed in there. So this is it with the screwdriver in. This is it without. You can actually see the blade coming out. That's pretty cool. That's how it cuts the label off. Let me show it to you. Nice, huh? All right, let's keep digging. So this blade can actually come off for service and whatnot. And this is very sharp, so don't, I wouldn't recommend you touch it or give it to your children. So let's keep going. Let's see what's inside of this. So actually, this is protected by 4 screws, here, here, here. I took them all off in advance, so I wouldn't have 2 minutes of my video just be dedicated to me taking off my screws. So I already took them off, and what happens is this just comes apart like this. So several things to note here. Here we have our PCB, several stuff that I'll talk about soon, and here we have our actual printing mechanism. So let's start with the PCB. Here we have a 4700 microfarad capacitor, a SunPlus SPLC 780 integrated circuit, and this Panasonic MN101 C3OA semiconductor. And here we have our LCD panel, and you can see that the LCD panel connection is actually taped off so that you can't like easily tear into it with anything. Right, so that's good, even though it is still fragile under there, but they put a security measure just so you can't like break it that easily. Let's take a look at the printing mechanism. So what's interesting here is several things. The most interesting thing here is how they implemented this mechanism that I just talked about, where you can't print nor cut unless you have something jammed into this hole. And once you do, this button unlocks, and so does this. And this printing roll comes toward this surface. See how it works inside of here. So what we have is this little I wouldn't call it a spike, but it's this little thing jutting out. And I can't press this button, so this blue part of the button is actually hitting against the spike, and I can't press it down unless this spike is all the way in. And the way I push it in, so I put something in there, and the spike is now slightly gone. So I will show that again. There we go. And when I put the case on, or I put my screwdriver in, you can actually see the gear move. So here is the gear when the case is off and the screwdriver is out. But when I put my screwdriver in, the gear recedes toward the right. And this is actually what makes printing possible. So this gear will only touch this gear only if the case is on, or they intended it so it would only print if the cover was on. And I can show you what happens with and without the case on. So without the case on, so let's try to print this again. I don't have my tape measure in, so it won't actually, nothing will come out, but you can see how the gears will spin. So let's press print. And as you can see, these gears are turning, but this one isn't. So this one wasn't turning while these ones were turning. Let's see that again. Yeah, so all these 4 gears were turning while this one was standing still. However, if I put something in, or I just put the case on, actually I'm going to take the tape cassette and put it back in so that we can actually print something again, as well as the blade, so I can actually cut this thing once it's done. And let's print something interesting. So I'm going to put the case back on just so it will actually print, and we're going to see how it prints. So let's print the same thing again. Actually, let's print something different. Let's print YouTube. I misspelled YouTube. YouTube. And we're just going to press print. So now all of the gears are spinning. You can't see the last one because it's behind this big gear, but you can also see that the label is coming out. So let's cut it. There we go. YouTube. Okay. And I'm going to peel that off and put that on the inside of this label maker. Nice. All right. So that is basically it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and please like the video. And if you have any questions about this or just any comments, comment down below. And if you really enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button with all of your force. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.